Here's a question most beginners get wrong. How much should you charge for your first AI product? $5? $50? $100? The truth is, most people don't fail because their product is bad. They fail because they price it poorly. They either price it so low that nobody takes it seriously, or so high that nobody even clicks. And if you don't get this right, even the best workflow, automation, or digital tool won't sell. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to price your AI product the smart way and avoid the mistakes that keep beginners stuck at zero. Hey everyone, welcome to Digital Profit Hacks. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Let's jump straight in. Before we talk numbers, we need to fix the biggest misconception. People don't buy your AI product because of what it does. They buy it because of what it replaces. If your automation replaces 10 hours of manual work every month, that's the value, not the file, not the template, the transformation. And that's where your pricing starts. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine someone builds a simple automation using ChatGPT and Make. It takes new leads from a website, sends them to a Google Sheet, and automatically emails a personalized reply, nothing complex. But let's say this person lists it for $29 and ends up generating a few $1,000s over a couple of months. Why? Because buyers aren't paying for the workflow itself. They're paying for the hours they no longer need to spend manually responding to messages. When you understand the value your product delivers, the right price becomes much easier to see. But here's where most beginners mess up. Mistake number 1, pricing based on your own experience. You built the automation in one afternoon, so you think it's only worth a couple of dollars. But your buyer doesn't know how to do it, doesn't want to do it, and doesn't have the time to learn. You're not selling complexity. You're selling convenience, and people pay for convenience every single day. Mistake number 2, copying someone else's price. You go on Gumroad, see someone selling a template for $15, and think that must be the right price, but you have no idea who they're targeting, how they're positioning it, or if that person even knows what they're doing. Pricing is strategy, not imitation. So how do you price your own product? Here's the first step. Decide who it's for. If your product solves a problem for freelancers, coaches, agencies, or small business owners, they already understand that time equals money. They'll pay more. If your product is for beginners trying to learn automation, the price point is usually lower. Different audiences, different expectations. Second step, calculate the value. Ask yourself, how much time does this workflow save someone every week or month? If your product saves your buyer an hour per day, that's 30 hours a month. What is 30 hours worth to them? Even at $10 an hour, that's $300 of saved time. Suddenly, charging $29 or $39 feels more than reasonable. And if your product saves actual revenue, not just time, the price goes up even more. Third step, choose your pricing tier. For most first-time creators, there are 3 proven tiers. The first is the starter tier, usually between $9 and $19. This is great for simple tools and beginner audiences. The second is the core tier, between $29 and $59. This is perfect for automations that save significant time and effort. The third is the premium tier, between $99 and $199. This is where you put products that create real business impact, such as client onboarding systems, lead generation engines, or content automation packages. But which tier should you choose? Here's a simple rule. If your product replaces a daily manual task, go with the core tier. If it replaces a weekly task, go with the starter tier. If it replaces a team member or a full business process, go premium. Your price should match the pain you solve. Now, let's talk about something most creators never think about. Perception. If your product is too cheap, people assume it's not valuable. A real estate agent won't buy a $7 automation because they think, if it's that cheap, it can't be good. Pricing low can actually hurt your sales. The goal isn't to be the cheapest. It's to be the most aligned with the value. Another huge mistake is skipping the offer. Your price is only half of the equation. What makes someone feel confident is the offer around it. Add a quick start video, a setup checklist, or a mini guide. These things take minutes to create, but increase your perceived value instantly. That's how you justify a strong price point without overthinking it. Let me give you another example. Imagine someone launches a $50 automation bundle. For the first 2 days, nothing happens. No sales at all. They don't change the automation, and they don't change the price. All they do is add 2 simple bonuses: a short setup tutorial and a troubleshooting checklist. Suddenly, sales start coming in the very next morning. Why? Because people don't buy products. They buy clarity and confidence. So how do you present your price so people feel good paying it? Use comparison. You can say something like, "This automation replaces 2 hours of repetitive work every day. If you value your time at $15 an hour, that's $900 a month saved." Suddenly a price of $39 feels like a deal. When you anchor your price to the value you deliver, you never need to justify it. Here's something else that works surprisingly well. Offer 2 versions: a starter version and a pro version. The starter can be your basic framework for $29, and the pro version includes extra automations, checklists, or templates for $59. Most platforms highlight the most popular option, and buyers naturally go for the middle choice. It increases your revenue without increasing your workload. Before we get to the final tip, I want you to remember something essential. Pricing is not permanent. You can raise it, lower it, or adjust it as you get feedback. The worst thing you can do is stay stuck waiting for the perfect number. The only way to know is to launch. Now here's the final strategy, the one that separates beginners from people who make real money with digital products. Test your price before you launch publicly. Go to Reddit, X, or Facebook groups and share a preview of what your product does. Don't ask them what they would pay. Instead ask, "Would this save you time every week?" People will naturally ask how much it costs. When they do, tell them your price and watch their reaction. If they say, "That seems fair," you're on the right track. If they say, "Whoa, that's too high," it might mean you didn't explain the value clearly enough. Testing demand is priceless. Before you go, I put together a complete step-by-step guide that walks you through how to build your first AI product, price it the right way, and start getting sales as a beginner. You'll find it in the pinned comment below. It's going to help you move a lot faster and avoid the trial and error that slows people down. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and comment below which pricing idea helped you the most. Thanks for watching until the end, and let's go make some profit.